couple of years back when I was in high school, the deep web started gaining popularity. I hadn't really delved into it until my friend, who was into all sorts of strange things, told me about it. One day, after school with nothing else to do, I decided to check it out using the Tor browser. However, I didn't find much, so I called my friend over to help me out. Once he arrived at my place, we began our search, stumbling upon various unsettling things like drugs and illegal weapons. Eventually, he clicked on a link in a chat room that said, "Watch this." As we sat there, the screen transitioned from black to an exterior view of a building. Out of nowhere, a sticky note appeared on the screen saying, "I want to see something cool." Intrigued, I typed, "Yeah, sure." What struck me as odd was that the guy on the other end wouldn't type. Instead, he showed sticky notes in the camera, never uttering a word. Suddenly, the camera started moving toward a building, and we realized it was in our neighborhood. The guy stopped at a padlocked door, unlocked it, and opened it. Inside, the camera moved to a dark room with a dog bowl on the floor. In the camera's view, the guy placed something that resembled slop or feces in the bowl. Another door opened, revealing a girl crying in the background. The guy holding the camera showed the girl with a chain around her neck, facing the bowl. A sticky note appeared saying, "Cool, right?" Then, the screen went black. We sat there in disbelief for about 10 minutes, but the stream was still active. Suddenly, the camera was back home, on the corner of my street. Another sticky note appeared saying, 42 East 99th Street, off St. Clair. It was my address. Then another note instructed, "Open the door." Confused, we heard a knock at the door. Panicking, I grabbed my phone and we both ran to the back door. Another knock echoed from that side, just before I reached the handle. We were caught off guard, and critical thinking wasn't our strong suit at that moment. We rushed upstairs, called the cops, and locked ourselves in my room. In the backyard, I noticed scattered items and over 100 sticky notes, all bearing my address. I informed the police about the building with the girl, and they eventually located it. The missing 14-year-old girl had been gone for 5 weeks. Within a week, we moved out of that house, and I vowed never to venture into the deep or dark web again. I'm 20 years old, living in a quiet town called Sedona in Arizona. My social circle is small, with just a few friends and coworkers. I like to keep things simple, and my routine involves checking Reddit during my free time, where I share posts and interact with the community. One night when I was bored, I opened Reddit and saw a new message. It's not unusual for people to contact me about my posts, but this message was from an unfamiliar account, now deleted. The mysterious sender told me to check my email spam folder. Curious, I replied, and asked who they were. At the same time, I checked my Gmail spam folder and found an email with a scary subject. "I know who you are." The email had personal info like my full name, Reddit password, and home address, along with threats. Fear took over as the unknown sender demanded a one-time payment of $5,000 in Bitcoin. Feeling helpless, my immediate response was to cover my webcam with tape to feel more secure. Back on Reddit, there was no response from the mysterious user. Trying to report the account seemed pointless, and desperation led me to reply to the threatening email. I asked questions like, "Who are you? How did you get my information? And is this a prank?" In minutes, a chilling response arrived, confirming it wasn't a prank. The sender claimed to have all my information and insisted I comply with their demands for my safety. The demand was beyond my means, and I refused to give in to their extortion. Desperate for answers, I contacted friends, hoping for a confession. Their denial heightened my anxiety. Threatening police involvement, I learned none of my friends were involved. I thought about workplace issues but found no likely suspects. blaming a compromised password I considered malware or hacking as the source of my vulnerability. The dilemma persisted. Should I pay the ransom? My meager earnings ruled out such an option. Distressed, I reluctantly went to sleep, leaving my laptop untouched the next day. That evening, curiosity and nerves led me back to my laptop. Logging in, everything seemed normal. The mysterious user had disappeared from Reddit. Intrigued, I visited a subreddit discussing computer hacks and scams, sharing my unsettling encounter. A subtle change in the taskbar caught my attention. It darkened. Minimizing windows, I discovered a new desktop wallpaper, an eerie image of my bedroom window. Panic set in as I recognized the white frame of the outside windowsill and a flash capturing me asleep in bed. A pop-up window followed, accompanied by the ominous Windows error sound. The message inside read, "Pay," with a winking face. Swiftly, I closed my laptop and powered it off. Pulling down my blinds, I called my parents. My dad bellowed threats into the night sky, attempting to scare off the faceless adversary. Terrified yet too consumed by worry to be embarrassed, I sought refuge at my parents' home for weeks, using my mom's computer when necessary. Taking precautions, I blocked the email address that initiated this nightmare. Returning to my apartment days ago, fear still lingers. The dread of a knock on my window or another threatening email persists. While hesitant to involve the police, I hope this torment is merely a bluff, praying for a resolution and an end to the terrifying game. Not many believe this, but I assure you, every word is genuine. This creepy experience happened on the dark web about 7 or 8 years ago, marking my first exploration of the strange digital world. Interested in the mysterious and often illegal activities rumored to be there. My friend John was the one who initially got me interested in the dark web. John, in his enthusiastic storytelling, painted a clear picture of the dark web's underworld, everything from hired hitmen to hackers who could break into almost any digital fortress. Amidst these scary stories, he talked about a bad website showing videos of violence and assault, an unsettling aspect that, fortunately, I never personally came across. My curiosity led me to explore a site selling illegal drugs and weapons, where transactions were done using the cryptocurrency Bitcoin. The website's inventory ranged from small knives to big rocket launchers, a world far from my own interests. While looking around, an unexpected incident froze my computer. At first, I thought it was a coincidence, but when I restarted my PC, I got a scary pop-up telling me to leave the site as I was not welcome. Things got worse when my address appeared on the screen, making me feel paralyzed with fear. Quickly, I turned off my computer and took deep breaths, promising never to go into the dark web again. However, this promise couldn't protect me from the events that happened about a week later. As I stepped outside one day to check the mail, a strange feeling came over me. At the end of my driveway, I saw someone watching me from a distance. Despite the daylight, the encounter felt creepy, especially since I lived on a secluded dirt road. Giving a cautious smile and wave, I went back inside, only to find a disturbing package in my mail. Opening it revealed a collection of photos showing various parts of my life, some taken inside my home, others during normal activities. The invasion of privacy was shocking, going to unsettling extents like pictures in the bathroom. Realizing I was being stalked, panic set in, and I decided to talk to my friends about it. Despite their suggestion to involve the police, I hesitated. Instead, I chose to make my home safer with surveillance cameras, hoping to catch the person in the act. The night brought a shocking realization as the sound of breaking glass made me jump from my chair. Rushing to the living room window, my friend and I found the aftermath of a break-in, but the intruder was nowhere to be seen. With no other choice, we called the police, only to find out that the mysterious attacker had disappeared. Describing the man from the mailbox incident provided little information. Wearing a black morph suit or costume, his identity remained a mystery. Faced with the clear threat, I sought safety elsewhere until I could find a new, more affordable place to live. I'm a 23-year-old woman who has faced her fair share of challenges, especially in dealing with online harassment and stalkers. Unfortunately, the ease with which social media can be misused has made such encounters increasingly common. One particular incident left a lasting impact on me. It all began with a suspicious email, a cautionary tale of why one should think twice before clicking on unknown links. The email claimed that I was being sued by a random company and urged me to click a link for more details. Ignoring my better judgment, I clicked, only to have my computer start acting glitchy and unresponsive. Despite numerous attempts at restarting, the issues persisted, lagging, slowing down, and playing random sound effects. Certain that my computer had a virus, I couldn't fathom the extent of the threat. The next day, friends bombarded me with messages about a peculiar Instagram post. Anxious, I logged in, only to discover I was logged out of my account. Someone was hacking me, and the situation quickly escalated. Minutes later, my Snapchat notifications exploded, all from a new, random account that had added me. The mysterious account urged me to make a Snapchat call. Anxiously complying, I was met with the unsettling image of a young guy in his 30s, a creepy smile etched on his face. His elongated, hello, and unsettling conversation revealed his intentions. He claimed to see me every day, found me attractive, and believed this was the only way to get my attention. He offered to return my Instagram account if I agreed to be his digital girlfriend. Feeling cornered, I reluctantly accepted, desperate to regain control of my digital life. After receiving the password to my Instagram account, seeking advice from friends, they unanimously recommended activating two-factor verification, deactivating my account, and blocking him. Despite following these precautions, he didn't take it well. An hour later, a new Snapchat user bombarded me with threatening messages, claiming he knew my address and criticizing my decision to block him. The severity of the situation prompted me to involve my parents, and my dad promptly called the police. As we sat in the kitchen, awaiting police intervention, another Snapchat from the guy arrived, a video of him sitting in his car in front of our house, accompanied by the caption, "Don't block me again." Enraged, my dad attempted to confront him, but the car had vanished by the time he reached outside. Regrettably, the police seemed clueless about how to handle the situation, highlighting the challenges they face in dealing with online harassment. Nevertheless, I retaliated by sending a Snapchat of the police car back to the guy, threatening legal consequences if he persisted. The strategy worked, as he immediately blocked me. Though my story concluded on a somewhat positive note, the ordeal underscored the terrifying ease with which individuals can obtain personal information online. I was 13 years old at the time of this incident. About 10 years ago, when I had a lot of free time, I got tired of the usual websites. Unlike high school, I wasn't into sports or volunteering, so I had plenty of time on my hands. I told my friend Alex about my boredom, and he suggested I check out the deep web. Even though he hadn't found anything interesting before, I decided to explore some unconventional parts of the internet. For 2.5 months, I spent hours each day looking for something new. Disappointed, I turned to Mark for advice. He suggested I visit the dark web. On the dark web, I found chat rooms with unique names. One named I, in all caps, caught my eye. In the chat, I got a number. Mine was P34. Hundreds of people were chatting, and then a name appeared on the screen. Mr. Wiggles. A voice said, "Welcome, P34," and a countdown started. When the countdown hit 1, the screen changed to what looked like a live camera feed. I watched for 20 minutes, but nothing significant happened. Disappointed, I turned off my computer. The next day was normal. School followed by a trip to Walmart. curiosity led me back to the same chat. Confirming my number, P34, I found hundreds of people again. Mr. Wiggles appeared, and the comments paused with a message. No new members tonight. The countdown started again, reaching 0, and the live feed resumed. This time the camera was outside a school, my school. I couldn't tell if the camera focused on someone specific, or just watched the school. 30 minutes later, as the school bell rang, the person recording shifted focus to the students coming out. Positioned across the street in a car, they followed a crowd. Gradually, the crowd scattered, and the person kept following someone. My friend Alex. I tried calling Alex, but he didn't answer. I watched nervously as the person behind the camera followed him home and stayed outside for a few minutes. Suddenly, the man spoke, saying, "No parents are home," and walked towards Alex's house. He rang the doorbell, waited, and filmed as Alex opened the door, looking confused. The man said something, and Alex seemed scared. The camera turned off and everyone in the chat left, so I did too. In a panic, I called Alex's house phone. His mother thought he was with me. Worried, I got a Gmail message from Mr. Wiggles. The message said, "I'm getting close to P34. Mark says hi." Shocked and unsure of what to do, I contacted the police. Unfortunately, they couldn't do much because the email disappeared. Since that incident, I haven't gone to the dark web, and Mark is still missing. Sometimes I get messages with pictures of me in random places, along with the scary message, "It can happen anytime." Looking back, I deeply regret ever going into the dark web.